Hi, Peter.
Good evening.
We have Peter Alan Gersten here today. Welcome to Tuesday with Tammy.
Thank you. Welcome to Sedona, Tammy.
Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it.
And everybody out there, welcome to Sedona, the magical and mystical land.
That's right. This is my second day here now. And I came here at 9 a.m. yesterday to hike Bell Rock.
And she did great. She is now a member of the Top of Bell Rock Club. She's among 3,768 people that I brought to the top in the last 8 years.
Wow.
It's the best 3 hours in Sedona, and it's absolutely free. So if you want to come to Sedona, I will take you to the Top of Bell Rock to experience the best 3 hours in Sedona, and you will become a member of the Top of Bell Rock Club. I'm also a couch surfing host. If you don't know what couch surfing is, it's a website, couchsurfing.com. And people from all over the world who are traveling, they look for the host where they're going. I'm a host in Sedona. In the last 8 years, I've hosted over 1,111 people from all over the world. It's like a free Airbnb, but I impose a condition, quote unquote. If you want to stay with me, you have to come up to the Top of Bell Rock with me, and it's great.
That's what I'm doing here. I think we were in contact, and you probably forgot, maybe 7 years ago. It's been a while that I didn't go to the Top of Bell Rock.
But she did it yesterday, and she made it to the top. And she was full of fear, but she did it. Determination trumps fear. So if you want to experience something, a once-in-a-lifetime experience, then come to Sedona. You can even stay with me free. I'll take you to the Top of Bell Rock free, and you will leave Sedona with an impressionable experience, a lifetime memory.
I'm deathly, well, I don't know about deathly.
Deathly. She was deathly afraid yesterday.
Of heights.
She was deathly afraid. Don't do it.
And I wouldn't have done it without Peter here and his team.
Right, my team, Tim and Angelia. The dream team.
Without their help, I definitely would not be at the Top of Bell Rock.
Oh, she would still be there, one or the other.
I would just be at the top and waiting for the helicopter.
Right, or the bottom and not getting up to the top. But she did it. She did it, so we have to give her for doing it.
I kept thinking, like, oh my God, I have to get to the bottom. And usually I'm afraid, even when I'm hiking, how to get to the bottom. But, yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, first she had to get to the top, then she got to the bottom. But she went to each of the places. Well, she didn't go to the first place. But I'll tell you, she was terrified. I've never seen such a person so terrified, but like I said, determination trumps fear. And she was a warrior, and she got to the top. She made it. And you can make it. I've taken up a man with one leg, a girl with one arm. I've taken up 13 pregnant women. I've taken up all kinds of musical instruments. We have a great time on the top. I've taken up, the age is from 4 months to 81 years.
That's really incredible. I hear you were on TV not too long ago by bringing up the youngest.
Yeah, 4 months was the youngest. We just threw her up there. And we caught her at each of the places, and then we got her to the top. We just threw her up there. But it was fine.
Wow. Yeah.
So come to Sedona. If you haven't seen Sedona, then you definitely got to come. So, it's an unbelievable, incredible, magical, mystical place, Sedona. And I provide 3 hours of the best experience here.
They'll
Free.
take care of you. Because even when, you did offer, like, if I want to be left behind, you did say, we're going to leave you here.
Yeah, we should have, actually.
So anyway, we went to the top. You've been a lot faster, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But then there's those 3 places at the top.
That's true.
And at the top we go that one area where the jumping, the Vortex, they call you the Vortex Jumper.
They do. The newspaper gave me that name. People in Sedona in December 21st, 2012 thought I was going to jump off the Top of Bell Rock into a portal. No, of course I didn't, because I'm still talking to you. But when I came down at midnight, excuse me, the newspaper thought me not jumping was just as interesting as me jumping, so they came out with a headline, Vortex Jumper. That's the name they gave me. And they wanted me to pay $838 for the helicopter that was up there at the time watching me. But I didn't have to pay.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you're originally from New York, and you went to Syracuse University.
I did. 6 months. Then they didn't want me back.
I spent some time in Syracuse. I have close friends from there because I'm from Pennsylvania. So that's pretty cool. And you've been here since 2012 in Sedona?
No.
Oh, well, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
No, I moved from New York City in '94. I moved to Scottsdale, which is right outside of Phoenix. And in 2000, I moved to Sedona permanently. I've been here since 2000. I started the Taco Bell Rock Club in September of 2012. And as I said, since 2012, September, I've been taking people to the top. And as of now, 3,758, I believe. Yeah, I'm hoping to reach 4,000 before my 79th birthday in March. And I want to reach 44 before my 80th birthday in 2022.
And
so you better come soon, because I don't know how long I'll be here after my 80th birthday,
And you've only had 10 people that were as scared as I was, right? Only 10?
No, I think you were the scaredest. I don't think I had anybody quite like you. We got to be honest here, right?
Well, yeah. So that's brave. Somebody who, like myself, would ever never even take on a test like that.
No, I've had, you made it to the top, so that's all I can, that's you make it to the top. I have to honor that, really. I don't care how scared you are. I've taken up people of all abilities, all experiences, of all ages, and all levels of terror. But it's only 600 feet from the bottom to the top. It's more of a mental challenge than physical challenge. If you have any fear, a fear of heights, fear of falling, any type of self-confidence, it'll bring out the fear of Bell Rock. It's a mental challenge. It will challenge you. But you need to come out of your comfort zone. I like to challenge people, and if you come out of your comfort zone, you get an instant download of self-confidence, and that's what it's all about. When you come down to the bottom of Bell Rock, you're going to be a little different. Your life is going to change from then on, and it's absolutely free.
That's interesting, because on a hike today, I went to airport hike, and at one of the little the airport vortex, I found an envelope. And there was a little thing that says courage in there, so perhaps even a little bit more courage.
She definitely has courage. I'll tell you that. Definitely. Strength, courage. She's a warrior.
Yeah. So from time to time, I hear that you were asked whether you would change anything in your life. And your answer is not one thing. Is that correct?
That is correct. Well, I believe I programmed my entire life before I was born. I think this reality is nothing more than a futuristic simulation, the ultimate role-playing game. We program our lives from wherever we come from, and then we upload into the fetus. Well, the embryo, I guess. The embryo, and then we forget everything where we came from, and then we play this ultimate role-playing game, like Ready Player One, except we don't download into avatars, we download into carbon-based bodies. So there's no question in my mind, I programmed my entire life. I now have almost 79 years of looking back and seeing how everything in my past, everything that I was confused about, that I didn't like about, contributed to me being at this exact moment and talking to you. Anything would have been different. I might not even be here now. So I'm not second guessing what I programmed, because at the time I programmed this, I knew exactly what I was doing at that time, and all the different nuances and all the different issues and lessons and relationships I wanted to program. And then I forgot it. It's part of the game. So I'm not going to say now, when I don't know anything, that I regret anything in my past. I don't regret anything at all. I've already consented to everything that's happening to me in this lifetime.
I love that. And you beat me to that. I was going to say you have no single regret.
Not one single regret. Now, I'd be interested in knowing, if I went this path, how that would have turned out. If I stayed with this lady rather than this lady, how that would have been curious, And maybe in my next simulation or my next role-playing game, the holographic role-playing game, I might want to program that to see. But no, as of now, it's perfect.
I seen that Allison Page, one of the people you've taken to Bell Rock, I believe, wrote this on your Facebook page. Vortex jumping in Sedona was equal parts terrifying, exciting, fun, and dangerous. Well, I don't think dangerous because I think the support network there is really incredible.
There's nothing really dangerous about it other than what you think is dangerous. If you have this fear, it's always greater than what it is that you fear. So you have to get through that. You're going to fear everything. You got a body that's going to, actually you have a mind that's going to tell you, no, you can't do that, you can't do it. But you have a body that's very capable of doing that. So you got to leave your mind at the bottom and just come up and come out of your comfort zone. So there's no really dangerous. Bell Rock has more rescues than any other rock, at least it did. Now it doesn't have that many. And they say because I'm bringing people up, I don't believe that, but that's nice to hear. So I brought up 3,758 people, and I never needed any kind of medical assistance, any kind of helicopter airlift. No, everybody's gotten up and down safely. So there's nothing really dangerous about it. If there was dangerous, I wouldn't be doing it, believe me.
Yeah, I can see that. She also says, watching my kids face fears and power through them was a proud mama moment. I like that.
Yeah, well, that's most everybody, 99.9% of the people I bring up are euphoric at the top because that's what it is. That energy that's on the top of Bell Rock, it's one of the 4 vortexes in Sedona. It's the masculine energy vortex. Cathedral Rock is the feminine energy, and there's 2 other vortexes. But I go up a way on Bell Rock. No one else really goes. There's a handful of people. Most people stay on the north side because there's a trail and trail markers. I take people up the west side. I'm usually up there. I'm the only person up there with the people I bring. So it's not so popular that you can't do it because you're worried about too many people being there or COVID or whatever it is. No, we have a great time up there. I take a lot of pictures, a lot of photographs. I'm your personal photographer. I take over 100 pictures. I give you all the pictures that I take. So it's a win-win situation.
Yeah, some people had amazing outfits too that they carried up there. And Christmas time, you're having something amazing.
Are you coming up again? That would have been amazing. No. Actually, this Friday, which would be, I don't remember the date, we're bringing up Santa Claus. Actually, we're bringing up 10 Santa Clauses because the woman who became Santa Claus, has the Santa Claus outfit, and she has 9 other outfits. And I just so happened to be bringing up 10 people that day, so we're going to all dress up in Santa Claus on the top.
And Allison Page, and I would agree with this too, also says, we climbed up places I would never have gone alone without Vortex Jumper's knowledge.
Well, that's true. I take them up a place. You can't really get up there without somebody to show you. It's not like the north side, it's the west side. And that's one of the reasons that Bell Rock is an integral part of my story. If all the rocks in Sedona auditioned for my story, Bell Rock would definitely win. It's only 600 feet from the bottom to the top, so you can go up a couple of times. At least I could, and bringing people up 2 or 3 times a day. It's not like one of these long 2-3 hour hikes. It's a 3-hour round trip, but most of that time is spent on the top. And we have a lot of fun. There's a place that we call the prayer box. There's a box that's bolted to the ground. I bring up books. People write in the books, and they can write anything they want, different languages. And I take a lot of pictures there. If you know yoga, you know martial arts, posing, I take a lot of pictures. I give awards at the end of the year for the best one-person jump, best female jump, best male jump. I give award for the best 2-person jump, and I give children's awards for the best jump and so forth. And I also give the new people a riddle. And there was a time I couldn't take them down until they guessed the riddle. But the most I've left anybody up there is 1 night, so no big deal. But now, I don't care, guess it or not, usually everybody guesses it and we go back down.
She also said, we climbed up places I would never have gone alone, like you said. As a mama, my fears were valid. My kids were literally climbing on the side of the mountain. Kind of reminds me of a billy goat or something.
Yeah, but actually they're not on the side of the mountain. They're inside the mountain. The west side is inside. You don't even feel like you're on the outside of the mountain. You go up the center and you really don't even know what the top's going to be like until you get there. And then once you get to the top, and the top is in that photo right behind me. You can see it now. I don't know how good you can see it, but that's the top of Bell Rock, and there are 3 places that we go. This is the first place, second place, and that's where the box is over there. And it's great. It's a one-of-a-kind experience, and yes, people wouldn't go unless I or somebody else was bringing them to the top.
And she was the 3,746th person to climb there, and she's damn proud of it. I think I'm 3,000 something, and yeah.
I don't even know what your number. It's one of them, 3,750 something.
Oh, 55.
55. Yeah, 55.
That's right.
That's what you wanted. That's
yes,
what you got.
That's the one I chose. There was a few of us, like 5 newbies, I think, that day, right?
Yeah, 5 new people yesterday.
So a total of 10 went up. Yeah.
5, 6, 7. You got 10. You're pretty good at that. You know math, huh?
Better than climbing. Let's see. I look at your photo, your post on Facebook, and it looks like there's a trampoline. Oh, yeah. I will not find out until I turn and get my number, which I got my number. There's no trampoline on the top. I thought there was a trampoline on top because I would look at his photos on the Facebook page, and they're doing the vortex jumping. Wow. Yeah, it's incredible, and he's an amazing photographer.
Well, I was until yesterday. Then I tried to enhance the photos, and I lost most of them. But in any event, I'm on Facebook. If you have Facebook and you want to see where I bring people and what they do once they get there, it's Peter Alan Gersten. I don't know if she puts links on the interview or anything like that, but you can check the Facebook. It's public. You don't even have to send me a request, a friend's request. You can see where I bring the people. You can actually see the group photos with Tammy from yesterday. I usually post individual albums on Facebook of the individual people or the couples, but I messed up yesterday and screwed them up. So you're only going to see the whole group's photos from yesterday, but you can look at all the other photos. You'll see the individual albums and the group albums, and you can get an idea exactly what's involved. And I expect a lot of calls from the people who want to come. So don't hesitate. Pick up your phone now and dial 1-800-BELL-ROCK.
Yeah, and I did post the pictures, and you shared, you have me in there as a share. But I'll also post, your name, Peter Alan, A-L-A-N, Gersten, Gersten. But I will post all that down. So 6 years ago this day, somebody said, I decided that you decided to marry people on top of Bell Rock. You do this now. He can.
Yeah, I can marry people in Arizona. As a matter of fact, I married Tammy, not me, but somebody else she wanted to marry on the top, so we got married. I can marry people in Arizona, but I only do it on the top of Bell Rock. I've married 4 couples in the last 2 years on the top. I actually married 2 others on the bottom, but they were members of the club, and the witnesses couldn't get to the top. But there were 4 things I always wanted to do on the top of Bell Rock. And this is between you and I. Don't share this with anybody. The first thing, proposals. So I've had 4 proposals on the top, 1 at sunset, 1 at sunrise. So 1 at sunset, 1 at sunrise. I've also had, I wanted to marry people on the top. So I've married, like I said, 4 couples on the top. The third thing was a conception. All right, I haven't had that yet. And the 4th thing was a birth. So those are the 4 things. So my fantasy is I bring a couple up, they propose at one level, I then take them to where that box is, and I marry them. I leave them up there all day and all night, come back the next morning and take them down, and hopefully 9 months later they come back. So, but that's never going to happen. Never going to do a birth. It's too complicated, and that might be a little too dangerous. So, but if anybody, wants to do it, and they're going to do it with or without me, I might as well take you up, right? But it would be difficult. You'd have to come up, be in labor, unless you wanted to stay there the week before. But we'd get a helicopter once the birth was done, and that would take you down. But I think I'm not going to do that. But, who knows? I don't know if anybody's out there that wants to do it.
You never know.
Maybe.
I'd be proposed at the top of Bell Rock. I don't think so. Don't take me a long time to get up there.
That's right. We could 9 months.
I couldn't imagine that. You are internationally known for taking people, as we said, to the top of Bell Rock. Can you tell a short story? What inspired this?
I had a story, and people wanted me to write this story, and it was just too involved, too complicated. It was ongoing. So instead of writing it, I created a holographic reality show. The newspaper gave me the name Vortex Jumper. That's the name I play in my holographic reality show. And the couch surfers that come, that I would take to the top of Bell Rock, were my guest stars. And once you remember the top of Bell Rock, you can come back and stay with me. So you were recurring guest stars. And then I had co-stars, and then I had spin-off reality shows. But the top of Bell Rock is the reality show that I've been in. That's been going on for 8 years. And sometimes after the first season, I get a spin-off in another reality show. And then there's a second season, and so forth and so on. So it was an idea. Instead of writing about it, I decided to live it. And and then once I decided to do that, my story took on a life of its own. There were things that happened outside of my control, like the newspaper giving me the name Vortex Jumper, like the dolphin biting me, like Bell Rock being 272 million years old, and so forth and so on.
Can you tell my listeners, how many times you've been to the top of Bell Rock?
No, I can't tell them that.
I have.
Some things we can't talk about. Yeah, it's on national TV. What do we got? 1 million viewers now tonight. I see the number on the bottom. It says 11,100,000, something like that.
I have a feeling. I'm just gonna guess.
Yeah, guess.
Well, not 2,000, but that's coming. 1,000 something. Close to 2,000.
If I knew back then when I started what I know now, I would know exactly how many times I've been to the top. I have to estimate probably over 1,100. I've taken 3,700. I average maybe 3 each time I go up, so I figure that. If I knew then what I know now, I would know everybody's sign, astrological sign that I took up, because that's what I'm kind of interested in. Kind of be nice to see. I would have a wall with pins in it for all these different signs, and maybe there's one sign I hardly take anybody up, but there's another sign that I like to take a lot of people up. And I know the countries that I've taken people up because I ask them, and when I do the Facebook page, the group page, I put their country in front of their names. And I've over 100 countries so far I've taken people up from. Because couch surfing covers the world. People travel. I've taken up like half of the couch surfers, maybe from United States, the other half from Europe or Canada or Asia or places like that. And they travel a lot, sometimes more than they do in this country. Unfortunately, because of COVID, I don't have any couch surfers coming from outside the United States, unless they're living in the States at the time. But couch surfing is great. I meet such interesting people, and 99% of the people come to the top with me. Only maybe 5 or 6 don't make it. I get a lot of referrals from different people, Jeep drivers, waitresses, everybody in Sedona, people I've taken to the top. I get twice as many referrals as I do couch surfers. And I also pick people up on the trail. And I used to pick up people more before 22, because by the winter solstice of 2018, December 21st, I needed to take up 2,222 people, because that was the time of the winter solstice of 2018. I need to be numerically synchronistic between the number of people and the time in order to complete my story, which was over on the December 21st of 2018.
And you did mention the dolphin. Did you want to expand on that?
It's too long a story for here. The long story short, I was bitten by a dolphin on my 70th birthday on March 16th of 2012. And when I took off the bandage the next day, I was at a hotel, took off the bandage the next day, it was an 11/11. And I still have the scar on my hand. And in my story, that's what I needed to get me through the portal. The approval, the mark of the dolphin, and the 11/11 mark.
Love that. Yep, I saw the pictures. So, like you were saying, people hear about you. They find you from word of mouth. Couch surfing. Are you also part of BeWelcome.org? BeWelcome.org? It's no. But like you said, nobody's really doing much of that these days.
I never even heard of it, actually. No. You find me on couch surfing or word of mouth, referrals, or blogs. There's a lot of blogs out there. Facebook, you can find me. I find the people I need to bring to the top, and they find me. And sometimes when couch surfers knock on my door and I open the door, it's more a reunion than a meeting of strangers. It's like you know these people. Like we all programmed before we came into this simulation, this role-playing game I call life, that we would come in at different times because we all are part of the same cosmic dolphin pod, wherever we come from. We would come in this game, play it in different years we would be born, but there would come a time when we had agreements that we would all meet in Sedona. I would be in Sedona and they would come at various times and I would take them up to the top of Bell Rock. And it was like a big reunion. They're my family, the people I take to the top of Bell Rock.
I can feel that. I can tell that
Oh,
today.
look at my family. My sisters.
Nice. Well, the interesting thing, like I said, 7 years ago on couch surfing that I found you. And my first, like my son actually moved to Illinois, and people I stayed with as couch surfing one time, and I just learned about it. They are friends of yours, and I go, who is this Peter? And that's when I actually first time, and I go, so since 7 years now, and I finally came back and go, okay, it was in I decided, this is the year, this is the time, this is when I'm doing it, and we did.
And she did.
So you were so fortunate to see all the iridescent skies and capture it in photos and video here in Sedona, Arizona.
Is that a question?
Well, yeah, kind of if you want to
What's the
expand it. The question is, tell them about the beautiful skies here in Sedona.
No, you come and look and find for yourself. Find out for yourself. Words do not describe adequately Sedona, Arizona, and the skies, you know. You go to my Facebook page, you will see the sunsets. My front of my apartment, the sunsets, and you have the sunsets. The back of my apartment has the sunrises, and it's just magical. And I'm from New York City. I used to be a criminal defense trial attorney. I would try murder cases in New York City for about 30 years, and then I went on a vision quest, and I moved to. A year later, I moved to Phoenix, and then Scottsdale, then I would come up to Sedona once a week, and then I would work for the Navajo County Public Defender's Office, and I would represent Native Americans who were arrested and couldn't afford an attorney, and they were involved with alcohol and alcohol-related crimes. So if I'm trying murder cases in New York City, like once every 3 months, and being known as the UFO lawyer, when I came to Sedona, I would work in the public defender's office representing Native Americans and maybe trying a case once every 3 years, and I became the Vortex Jumper. So my two lives have dramatically changed from New York to here. So yeah, and I'm very fortunate, and I love my programming. I have the perfect program. Look at who I'm sitting next to now. I get daily confirmation I program the best possible life for myself.
I love that. That's confirmation. So you kind of explained your reason to move to Sedona. You kind of did. If you want to expand anything else, it's all self-explanatory. He programmed it.
I programmed it, yeah. No, just looking back, it's kind of amazing. Things that I thought were horrible. Like in the middle of taking people to the top of Bell Rock in 2014, I got neck and throat cancer. And I said, why would I program that? Why would I program any kind of suffering from me? But it turned out to be a blessing. Every experience is either a lesson or a blessing, and some are blessings. So yeah, it was an upgrade. I got an upgrade. The radiation for something, changed my DNA cells. I can't even explain it, but I was able to take people up Bell after I finished the 35 daily radiation treatments over a 2-month period at a faster rate and more often. And I would take people up 3 times a day afterwards, and I was never really tired. Not sleepy, but but it was amazing. I had to go through that in order to complete my mission of taking 2,222 people to the top.
Sounds like a birthday dream come true.
A what?
A birthday dream come true.
A birthday dream come true? I don't know.
Do you like birthdays?
Do I like birthdays?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Birthday cakes,
what's not to
birthday
like?
candles.
I'm going to like my 80th birthday. That's what I can't wait for. I wish it was this March instead of the March afterwards.
Ew.
I want to take people when I'm 80.
Wow. Not 80 people, though.
No.
Maybe 8.
Well, it's going to be a big party. A lot of my friends who are members of the club can't wait to come back and help celebrate.
That's nice.
And part of it, of course, will be on the top of Bell Rock. Maybe the ship will come then and take me home.
Nice. What's your experience with this pandemic? Has it changed anything, or you notice anything different?
Well, the only thing that's changed, I don't get as many couch surfers as I used to. But, and I'm not going up as often as I used to. There were times I would go up 8 days in a row, maybe twice a day and things like that. Now, recently, I've gone up 7 times in the last 10 days and 3 times in a row. But by going up so many times, I've destroyed the cartilage in my knee, and I get shots every 6 months. And recently, in February, I got platelets and stem cell injections. So it has controlled the pain, so it's not getting any worse. But I don't like to go up 2 days in a row. But I'll go up if I have to. If there's people there, I'll go up whenever I have people. So I'm not going up as much. I'm not taking that many people up. And of course, I don't get that many couch surfers because they're afraid. But in California, people can't wait to leave and come to Sedona. And especially, and in the summer, people come up from Phoenix. So I still get a lot of referrals, not that many couch surfing. So I usually average 500 a year over the first 7 years, but this last 12 months, I think I've only brought up like between 300 and 400 people because of the COVID. But that's the way it is, I can't argue with that. It's given me time maybe to, relax between trips.
It still sounds like quite a bit to me.
It is quite a bit, yeah. And every once in a while you get somebody like Tammy, and that makes it even more difficult. And then, but she was great. Yeah, I'm just making fun of her, because, a normal trip of like 3 hours was 6 hours, so you know what I mean? And I almost had a call for the helicopter with her, but we didn't. We got it down. Luckily, I always get the help I need. Ever since I started, different people come in and out of my story, and now I got the 2 greatest people helping me. They have no fear. They go wherever they want, as high as they want. They take great pictures also. Yes. I'm really blessed. That's
true. Wow. You were saying about the stem cell. So if my listeners have questions or that's incredible. It's like so, yeah.
Yeah, if you have any questions, you can either contact Tammy or email me or contact me on Facebook, send me a friend's request. I don't accept friend requests from people who are going to go up to the top of Bell Rock, though. You can always follow me. My whole Facebook page is public, so either follow me or just go to the Facebook page once in a while, or send me a request if you want to come to Sedona and you want to stay with me, or not.
So what's your spirit animal or a rock or a book you recommend or saying you'd like to say, Peter?
My spirit animal is a raven. A raven, the messenger that travels between worlds. A book, I guess there's a couple of them. The Holographic Universe is pretty interesting. Can't think of another book right now, but movies. If you want to see movies about what I'm talking about the simulation, The 13th Floor came out around the same time as The Matrix. It's a little bit better than The Matrix. Inception is really good, a dream within a dream, lucid dream. If you lucid dream, this is no different than a lucid dream. So just think, maybe 100, 200 years in the future, so to speak. That's a relative term. It's like a metaphor of the future. They have developed the ability to create lucid dreams or holographic realities that we can download. You don't need controllers. You don't need something that you stick in your neck. Or maybe we do have some kind of implant up there. But this is what the future form of entertainment is, exactly what you're in now. I call it a holographic reality because I don't even think we can comprehend what's happening 100 years, let alone 200 years in the future. Ready Player One talks about it. All these simulation stories, Black Mirror you should check out, what technology is going to create in the future. And The Truman Show. In The Truman Show, Jim Carrey is the only one who didn't know he was in The Truman Show. Everybody else knew, they were watching him. in this type of simulation, everybody doesn't know they're in the Truman Show, but we are in the Truman Show.
Any other wise wisdom advice you'd like to say?
Not that I can think of right now. I believe I programmed my life. I believe that we're in a simulation, but whatever I say is a story. Nobody knows anything. Nobody knows what death is. Nobody knows why we dream. So anybody that tells you they know what's going on, they're just telling you a story. People resonate. We come down here, we play this game to learn lessons, to experience things, to form relationships. And we don't learn math and biology and history and science. What we do is we learn patience and certain issues such as rejection and abandonment and self-confidence and things like that. And we learn it not through books, not through all kinds of online or text. We learn it through mirroring. You create your own relationships. You have agreement with all these people before you come down here for them to mirror back to you what you need to know. So every experience is either a blessing or a lesson. And you just thank the person, even though you might hate the person and not understand it, for providing you with this information. And unless you learn the lesson, you're going to find the same people, different bodies, just reflecting that issue you have to learn. So you need to trust. Trust that you planned or programmed the best possible life for yourself. You've already consented to everything. You can't get into this game that we're playing called life unless you consent to the small print, so to speak, the terms and conditions, which you don't read. So you've already consented to everything. So whatever happens to you, whether it's cancer, whether it's getting fired, breaking up in a relationship, somebody in your life dying, some type of suffering, you have already consented to it. It's just a game. You'll see those people after the game's ended when you go to the next level, when you die. And that's it. From Sedona, Arizona. It's... What's the night?
Oh.
Sunday night.
Sunday
and it's
night.
live from Sedona, Arizona. Tammy and the Vortex Jumper.
That's right. Thank you so much for saying yes and being here today, Tuesday with Tammy. And thank you so much
Tuesday with Tammy. It's Sunday. Oh, you just put it on? Oh,
it'll be this Tuesday.
I gave away a secret.
So, yeah, thank you so much for taking me to the top
pleasure.
and letting me be your guest here.
She's delightful. She's delightful.
Thank you.
All right.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Ciao.